What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here in the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with another edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell goes a long way for me on this video, goes a long way for you. That way you become apprised whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Great content like, I don't know, a sweep, money line, Milwaukee, cash it. We end up going to the under there of the Dodgers in St. Louis. Cash it. And of course, Kikuchi over 5.5, over 6.5 strikeouts. Cash those two. So even with a pretty chill day, I took this morning, afternoon, talked about that yesterday. I was going to be taking that off there. Premium Discord, hopefully they weren't alarmed. We were able to come in, do a little bit of work. Didn't have anything to convert in the home run department. Also didn't have MLB, Lindy's long balls. We didn't end up having that program here today. Just wanted to kind of chill, relax, hang out, and be able to spend some time with some family because that was long overdue. And now looking forward to being with you here. Obviously, nothing changes on the MLB Lindy show. I mean, we're just cruising. That's the second sweep in 4 shows Wednesday. Friday was still a smash 2-1 Andrew Vaughn home run. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We are here. We are looking forward to a 15-game slate. I have three plays for you yet again. This has just been the magic number. We continue to smash with it. Not that I'm superstitious like that, but very superstitious. No matter how it works out, had to put a song in there. I know it sounded like maybe I was a little bit off, but it is what it is, friends. I don't even have anything to push on this show. Hopefully you took advantage of Lindy 30. That was live until this evening. It is no longer active for the people. So without further ado, do I just do this? What a time to be alive. Hi, producer Jacob. I hope he's well. I should probably text him here. It's been like a week or two, and it's just weird when you talk to somebody like every day for 3 years and all of a sudden you don't. Should I get melancholy here at the moment? It's a big hand. I have big hands. They're very large. Anyway, I'm 6'2". You probably also didn't know that. Under 7.5 for Giants Pittsburgh, humble brag. But we are definitely looking at a situation with Burrows and Webb here. This is obviously an advantageous spot here. PNC Park, pitcher's park. And then Mike Burrows has just been freaky nasty, 24.4% K rate. Sorry, freaky naughty, as I like to say. Naughty. I can't freaky naughty. Effing Chuck Norris. But anyway, Logan Webb, he's really good too. 5.8% walk rate, 26.3% K rate. Don't really know what to make of some of his recent starts, so I'm just kind of staying away. Jesus Sanchez shouldn't have stayed away today. Definitely should have played him. It was him or Kyle Stowers, and then I ended up with neither of them, which is kind of strange because I thought for sure I was going to end up firing one of the two, but had a pretty wasn't even a chill card. Ended up having quite a bit on the card. Ended up cashing Jordan Westburg over 1.5 total bases with his home run right off the bat. That was useful. Kind of a mad day overall, Premium Discord, but again, 3-0 sweep here. 3-0 sweep, obviously. Oh, not sweep because there were a lot more plays in the Premium Discord, but overall, feel really good about what we've been doing the last couple of weeks. I mean, specifically the last 2.5 months, it's been pretty awesome starting middle of May on, but I really feel good about the reads here since the All-Star break. Yeah, Monday, it was good to hit a little bit of a refresh button for myself, just to kind of stay fresh. Something where I got to check in on myself and make sure that I'm giving you the best analysis and I'm giving you my all every single day, even without a producer Jacob here, because I put in a lot of work on this program, and I hope you understand that. Jesus Sanchez, he puts in a lot of work on the base paths, and then, I mean, he got, 3 hits plus runs plus RBIs? I saw that earlier today. But Cal Quantrill, he's no good, very bad, and this is a great obvious spot for a number of those batters. And again, minus 130 or better. Can we get something like that? I know that sounds nuts, but it's a spacious ballpark. I'd rather go that direction than try to force any kind of home run or total bases. Rooker and Kurtz. These two went from being on my favorite list to on my shit list real quick. I mean, it's kind of like those Inferno, they come off the bench, surprise, oh, you put up 28, that feels good. Lou Williams, and then you start him one time and then just shit. But anyway, Nick Kurtz, if you looked at my Lindy's Long Balls recap that I put up over on X, 3 days ago? It was August 1st, so you guys can check that out. Nick Kurtz is my second most profitable home run player over the course of that video series. Now, I do have more home runs that I bet in the Premium Discord, and overall, more home runs when you're already profitable are going to be more home runs that you're going to be making there. Right now, currently up over 15 units in the premium Discord, currently up over 7.5 units on Lindy's long balls. Again, the math almost like makes perfect sense with how that works. I have a lot more home run plays that show up in the premium Discord over any larger sample size, which again, you can sign up for that Discord down below. We just don't have Lindy 30 going on whatsoever right now. So you can sign up at that link, and that would be cool because, well, got a lot of time until NFL starts. Kyle Schwarber, he decides to go completely Schwarbombs. Schwarbombs are confirmed things. It's 2 of them today. He was inside of plus 200, and I still almost bet him. I get very, very timid with like the Shohei Ohtanis of the world, the Darren Judges of the world, who's going to get activated on Tuesday for what it's worth. Keep that in your old, I almost said spank bank. That is not the right term, but Schwarber, well, it depends who you are. Schwarber walks. That is definitely something you want to be paying attention to because this just seems to be the common thread, whether it's Nick Kurtz, we catch the walk the very first at bat against Hunter Brown, or this one. You just get those feelings deep down in your plums. The juice is running. Okay, that whole bit was not good. Just don't listen to me. But actually, listen to me about this. Dean Kramer, Taijuan Walker, this is your life. Do you want to look at some lefties? Colton Cowser, Gunnar Henderson. Those are the guys that I'm going to be paying attention to. Jackson Holiday. See what we got here against Taijuan Walker. Cleveland and the Metsies. This one, I really wanted to bet in some way, shape, or form. We got Clay Holmes. We got Logan Allen. Now, Logan Allen, we backed against the Twins because they're the Twins and it is what it is. But, like, there are so many ways that we're going to be invested in, like, the shame and suffering of Logan Allen going forward. It's just true. 10% barrel percentage, 17.5% K rate. Everything must be painful for him. But I don't love picking on Clay Holmes here with some of the Cleveland Guardians. You do get Nolan Jones, who's one of the unluckiest hitters in baseball. Jose Ramirez, who's what the kids would call hot right now. Carlos Santana, switch hitter. Steven Kwan did not get traded. Stop looking at me, Kwan. And, of course, Kyle Manzardo, where that's some serious power, but a huge down year for him relative to expectations. Just don't really want to be forcing that in here. I got 3 plays, and 2 of them are totals, so is what it is. PCA home run. Hopefully you're listening to these segments, not just seeing what shows up on the bar. I brought up no home runs. Now, the weather didn't look as bad this morning here, and that's one of the reasons that it's like, I'm pretty signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours on the likes these days, especially last year and a half, 2 years, where it was like, all right, we have lean likes, we have ways that we're going to be explaining things in extreme detail all the time. When I brought up the no home runs, the huge qualifier was double-checking the weather and also double-checking what we got in terms of lineups. And one thing that I did not love, and massive injuries right off the bat, Nick Lodolo gets hurt and Michael Soroka gets hurt in their first outing. The main thing for me was I did not love the outlook here against the Cincinnati lineup. And Tyler Stevenson, while he doesn't strike out a ton, he puts ball on bat, and he put ball on bat very, very far. Dansby Swanson, same thing there against the pen, but I'm not a huge fan of like trying to take some of those no home run type props on FanDuel all the time because some of them you're just paying a ton of vig. Today, it was just asinine looking at some of those numbers. I looked at the home run market. I still couldn't find anything that I liked, and Stevenson, Swanson ended up being your 2. I mean, those were kind of from the rafters. 2 guys that I've actually bet a decent amount over the course of the last few years. Just didn't really stand out in this spot. But PCA, you get another debut. I mean, where is Zach Littell coming from? Zach Littell now pitches for Cincinnati. Yeah, we know his lefty problems. We got 99 problems, and lefties are all 99 of them. If you're Zach Littell, maybe a bitch. But PCA home run, that is something you want to be paying attention to. He just hits it high and hard. And Apotaco not really going to be a thing for him there. So definitely going to be looking at the pull conditions there in Wrigley for tomorrow. Texas money line against the Yankees do not win. Nathan Eovaldi going up against Mr. Will Warren. And I will say Texas money line starting to get a little inflated. What a ridiculous loss from the Yankees here today. Jock Peterson's 3rd home run. He's been broken all year. And of course, he goes yah-yah on them in the 9th. If you're a Yankee fan, hit the panic button now. But Aaron Judge showing up today. That's the reason the Texas money line is off the card. purely because Nathan Eovaldi pretty darn good. But the number hasn't even like moved since news that Judge, one of the most impactful hitters in baseball, technically that should have you in on the Yankee side. But it basically went from like Texas money line was like borderline like play to being efficient to a little bit lesser. Now pitchers, they're going to be influencing a little bit more than bats. But Aaron Judge, I repeat, going to be one of the more impactful bats in baseball. Every bat was impactful for Toronto. What? Ernie Clement has 5 hits. Dalton Varsho, talked about him yesterday. Of course, he goes yard because obviously I was a little frustrated at myself that I didn't go low Perfido towards like total basis or try to find something else there. There are some exotic, interesting plays, and you might notice like Conforto in the bottom right corner did end up on a 0.11 unit play on Conforto. Like, again, nothing sizable play there on Conforto doubles, but that was on Monday, that is. Haven't played it for Tuesday. I want to see what some of the numbers are, but his hitting profile, when you're talking about like dipping and it's pulling and you have a weaker right fielder, you have plus 475, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. It's something I'm trying to really hone in my thoughts on it because I do think it's more of an art than a science. That's why it was only 0.1 units today. Premium Discord, only people who care. But Toronto, Colorado, over 11.5. I do think Colorado didn't have to really burn anybody who was remotely good in the pen. Now, they don't have Bird anymore, so that's a whole thing as well. The Yankees do, that's a whole thing as well. But Berrios versus Molina, Yadier Molina. It's not Yadier Molina. It's different. It's Anthony Molina, but Yadier Molina sounds way more fun to say. Rays, Angels, under 8.5. Again, we have enough totals. We got 2 totals coming down the pipeline. This one was on the outside looking in. It's Pepio, it's Soriano. I think you know by now, if you induce ground balls or if you have ridiculous reverse splits like a Pepio or anything like that, you're going to be at least intriguing to me on the old under 8.5. But right on right, Pepio, it's like all righties for the Angels. So not my favorite spot to try to like really thread the needle on. I got to double check. Did Nolan Schanuel find any final hit for us? No. Doesn't cash the 1.5 hits post Rodriguez. What a dunce cap. Whatever. Carroll home run going up against San Diego. San Diego, just why is JP Sears on this team? That was weird to watch today. Yu Darvish is 100 years old. He's out there. He's only like, 4 years older than me, 5 years older than me. Whatever. 314 XWO with 386 expected slugging. These are not the type of Yu Darvish numbers, but I think he's going to be better than people think going forward. I do think you can buy stock in a Yu Darvish that's getting low, like an 18-wheeler. Even though last time out, what happened? What happened? Oh, yeah. 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 7 strikeouts against the Metsies. That's a spicy meatball. He was always going to need to like build back up and find something there, but it's Yu Darvish against a lefty. Plus 345 or better. I doubt we get it. White Sox taking on the Mariners over 7.5. Shane Smith. That's a real thing that still continues to haunt the dreams of the 4 White Sox fans that exist out in the world. Sorry, but it's Davis Martin today, but whatever. I'm just talking out loud. I don't mind Smith. Brian Wu. Brian Wu, 291 xWOBA, 4.8% walk rate. At this point in time, you know he's pretty darn good. So why over 7.5? White Sox kind of stood pat. Everybody's still in that damn lineup, and I like Kyle Teal to some extent. 502 expected slugging. That is a hefty number on expected slugging for a catcher that's going to be in there. And Colson Montgomery, confirmed pretty good at baseball. 551 expected slugging. He's not qualified, but it would lead this team. 365 xWOBA, 382 xWOBA for Kyle Teal. Lennon Sosa looking pretty darn good. Luis Roberts still on this team. That's better than your average replacement player to some extent, even though his WRC plus wouldn't necessarily show that. As for the Conforto double, kind of alluded to it before. Price and probability is the name of the game. I've been saying that for 5 years now on this program. And Miles Michaelis versus Mr. Sheehan. Yeah, Miles Michaelis must pay for his sins, and I'm sure the lefties are just going to bring havoc here. So, I mean, what are we supposed to do other than pay attention to some of these numbers, look at some of these other markets, try to find new information between bat speed, between what happens against certain pitch mixes, and launch angle, where that's the reason we ended up on Conforto double as opposed to home run. I was pretty certain that if you were going to get extra basis hits from a Mr. Michael Conforto under the conditions of the St. Louis bullpen, that it was going to look pretty darn good to be on the Conforto side as too. Number of different reasons for it. We can get into more of that Again, I do want to get into like an in-depth version, but I got nothing to push here. Discord. You guys want to sign up for the Discord? We got Aton, we got Greg. These are really good things. And obviously, if you guys want to be like me, this is probably the main thing to talk about. Check it out. Be like Lindy. Join Tails today. That is a link down below. If you're looking at providing plays, if you are looking at giving your expertise to the industry, we have a platform for you to check out. And we can help you be able to get developed over there, help you to be able to build your, not even, I hate saying following. I hate saying anything of that nature. What I want to do is figure out, one, why gravity doesn't apply to this character and why his bat is just on his shoulder naturally hanging there unless it's attached to his neck. And two, I wanted to let you guys know that we want to have the best platform in the industry to help you find picks. Like, I want to get you guys the best picks every single day from the best and brightest that exists. None of this ridiculous 48 hit parlay stuff. Like, I want to get you the goods on a day-in-day basis to help you make money. If you're somebody who can do that yourself, check out Tails today. To the place we go. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell as we talk my Minnesota Twins starting things off, taking on the Detroit Tigers. Now, it's Chris Paddock. It's Zebby Matthews. Now, Zebby Matthews has had ridiculously good strikeout stuff throughout the entire, especially coming back from AAA here. 29% K rate, 6.2% walk rate. Those are two fantastic metrics, but 18-degree launch angle, 265 expected batting average, 432 expected slugging. There are problems that are going to exist for Zebby Matthews going forward. Now, the slider, if it's on, you're probably going to get a lot of swing and miss from the likes of a Riley Green and a Gary Carpenter. If you hang a couple, if you're behind, if your first pitch strike percentage goes back to 2024, where it was at 58.2%, as opposed to 71% his first pitch strike is here at the big league level in 555 pitches, you're going to have problems against these lefties. And there are a number of them that they can kind of convert and throw in. Now you have the righties that are like the Matt Vierlings, the Jahmai Joneses. We're not necessarily going to be rolling them out in any capacity here in terms of simulation. So who are we? Gary Carpenter. I brought up Gleyber Torres a couple of days ago as well. Gleyber Torres is one of those interesting dudes to potentially be bought in on. Spencer Torkelson from the right side, but the lefties, the aforementioned Gary Carpenter, Wensiel Perez switch hitter, Cole Keith at the top of this lineup, Riley Green. Everything is just a fully operational Death Star. As for Chris Paddock, I said that I know that the Detroit Tigers are sharp. I know that they go out and get him for a number of different reasons. One of those is he's got a good changeup. Maybe they see the changeup and they think that come playoff time, they can convert him to a bullpen arm, and they want to have that changeup for some lefties and be able to like take care of some. That was awkward. But Chris Paddock with the fastball, those are going to be what he handles the righties with, and that's going to be the thing we got to be paying attention to the most. Chris Paddock, though, is not very good. None of his run values are above even 50%. Fastball run values all right on Baseball Savant, but I got to tell you, I cannot tell you how confident I am. My favorite play of the day, over 8.5 here from Minnesota Detroit. Sorry about that for a second. Disappeared into thin air. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Kansas City taking on Boston up next here, and it's a huge pitching mismatch. We definitely are looking at one side of this being stronger than the other. Let's just call it what it is. Garrett Crochet, 37.3% hard hit, 282 xWOBA, 31% carry, which is lower than last year. It's almost like somebody said that was going to happen. But Ryan Burger doesn't suck entirely. Now, 12.1% walk rate is not the droids you're looking for from the 25-year-old here, but as he's gotten extended out here, because he was a bullpen arm to start off the season, I kind of like what he's been doing with the fastball. The fastball specifically is a pitch with a high arm angle that he can bring in alongside a slider. And with a high arm angle, one is going to come in upper, like the upper region, and one is going to come and look like it's going upper region and drop through the moon, knocks in a moon. Now, the breaking run value and off-speed run values, those are not very good here yet, but I think the fastball can set up a lot of goodness for him, especially with a Boston lineup that is going to be missing Roman Anthony here, who is dinged up. Sounds like he'll already be back on like Wednesday or Thursday. But the whole point is you got decent enough bullpens on both sides here, especially, Boston side, but under 8.5. I like it. I love it. I don't want any more of it than a half unit, though. Let's round out the program. Nice tight 20 here for everybody. Milwaukee taking on Atlanta. And you want the most basic breakdown of all time? Freddie Peralta is like minus 160 in the first 5. And Atlanta is throwing Joey Wentz out. Now, I'm not going first 5 because it is minus 140 where you're able to get it. Notice how I had it minus 145. That is the current number. We were able to get it in the premium Discord at minus 140. I hope you're able to get it here as well. I just realized that I'm the guy making graphics and the numbers moved as I was putting this in, as we played it. So I'll give you the updated number there. That's where we got it. That's the updated number. So get it at minus 145. I played it at minus 155 or better. What are we doing here? Atlanta is not good. They get the Jerkson Profar home run today. And you know what else happened the rest of the day? Squad diddly douche. Let's get out of here. And that does it. Oop. That's a different overlay. And that does it for another edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to the comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board. Hopefully, Premium Discord didn't miss me too much this morning, afternoon, but evening. We were in there rocking. We were cashing tickets. We're going to continue to do so. You can jump into the Premium Discord. There's a link down below. Obviously, Lindy 30. Hopefully, you're able to take advantage of that. Might run something here before the beginning of the NFL season, but overall, I feel pretty good about the work we've been doing in. Sweep, mother truckers. Feels good. Let's get another one going here on Tuesday. Until then, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Tuesday. Bye.